I was dreaming of old Ireland and Killarney's lakes and fells. I was dreaming of the shamrock and the dear old Shandon bells, when my memory suggested in a vision bright and clear all the strange things that would happen if we had old Ireland here. If the Blarney Stone stood out on Sydney Harbour, and Dublin town to Melbourne came to stay, if the Shannon River joined the Brisbane waters, and Killarney's lakes flowed into Botany Bay, if the Shandon bells rang out in old Fremantle, and County Cork at Adelaide did appear, Erin's sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home, if we only had old Ireland over here. There are lots of lovely fairies dancing on the village green. There are lots of lovely colleens, the finest ever seen, where the boys are all called Paddy and the girls all Molly dear. Sure, we'd wrap the green flag round them if we had old Ireland here. If the Blarney Stone stood out on Sydney Harbour, and Dublin town to Melbourne came to stay, if the Shannon River joined the Brisbane waters, and Killarney's lakes flowed into Botany Bay, if the Shandon bells rang out in old Fremantle, and County Cork at Adelaide did appear, Erin's sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home, if we only had old Ireland over here.
Oh, to be in Doonaree with the sweetheart I once knew, to stroll in the shade of a leafy glade where the rhododendrons grew, to sit with my love on the bridge above a rippling waterfall, to go back home nevermore to roam is my dearest wish of all. If you ever go to Ireland, I'm sure you will agree to take the road from Dublin town way down to Doonaree. And when you find the wishing well beyond the chestnut tree, beneath the spell of the wishing well, will you make this wish for me? Oh, to be in Doonaree with the sweetheart I once knew, to stroll in the shade of a leafy glade where the rhododendrons grew, to sit with my love on the bridge above a rippling waterfall, to go back home nevermore to roam is my dearest wish of all. And if you take the hilly path to the woods where bluebells grow, where we as barefoot children played so many years ago. You'll find the slumbering castle there, entwined in memory, beneath the spell of the wishing well. Will you make this wish for me? Oh, to be in Doonaree with the sweetheart I once knew, to stroll in the shade of a leafy glade where the rhododendrons grew, to sit with my love on the bridge above a rippling waterfall, to go back home nevermore to roam is my dearest wish of all. To go back home nevermore to roam is my dearest wish of all.
Over in Killarney, many years ago, my mother sang a song to me in tones so sweet and low, just a simple little ditty in her good old Irish way. And I'd give the world if she could sing that song to me this day. Tooraloora, tooraloora-lie, tooraloora-loora. Hush, now don't you cry. Tooraloora-loora, tooraloora-lie, tooraloora-loora. That's an Irish lullaby. Oft in dreams I wander to that cot again. I feel her arms a-hugging me as when she held me then, and I hear her voice a-humming to me as in days of yore, when she used to rock me fast asleep outside the cabin door. Tooraloora-loora, tooraloora-lie, tooraloora-loora. Hush, now don't you cry. Tooraloora-loora, tooraloora-lie, tooraloora-loora. That's an Irish lullaby.
As I stand above the starboard bow and watch the ocean foam, as I view each new horizon, I drift further from my home. A sailor on a fallen ship and bound for Montreal. Sure, I'd give the world to make my destination Donegal. I would make my way to Malin, to Bundoran, to the Vale, from Port Salin down to Killybegs, from Creishlock and Dunloe. I'd wander round on every one I'd call, and I'd view the blue stack mountains to the town of Donegal. Oh, Donegal, I miss you, and I'll never understand why I left you for these far-off lands against my heart's command. Whatever fortune comes my way, whatever may befall, sure I know I'll make my final destination Donegal. Yes, I know I'll make my final destination Donegal.
How are things in Glocca, Morra? Is that little brook still leaping there? Does it still run down to Donegal, through Killybegs, Kildare and Kildare? How are things in Glocca, Morra? Is that willow tree still weeping there? Does the laddie with a twinkling eye come whistling by? And does he walk away sad and dreamy there, not to see me there? So I asked each weeping willow and each brook along the way, and each lad that comes a-whistling Touralay. How are things in Glocca, Morra this fine day? So I asked each weeping willow and each brook along the way, and each lad that comes a-whistling Touralay. How are things in Glocca, Morra this fine day?
One evening fair to take the air, alone I chanced to stray down by a little silver stream that flows beside the way. I heard two lovers talking by an ancient ruined hall, and the fair one's name was Mary Jane, the star of Donegal. My lovely maid, the youth, he said, I'm going across the foam onto the land of stars and stripes where peace and plenty flows. I want your faithful promise that you'll wed with none at all, until I do return to you and the lands of Donegal. sore to think you are compelled to go and leave the shamrock shore. Here is my fearful promise that I'll wed with none at all, but stay at home and do not roam from the lands of Donegal. My sweet friend maidly youth then said, at home I cannot stay. To California's gold league I'm bound to cross the sea, to accumulate a fortune great, to build a splendid hall, to decorate and cultivate the lands of Donegal. She raised her lily white hands and said, yon castle in its day, with all its plains and large domains from Lifford to the sea, belong to our ancestors with many a splendid hall. And if my father had his rights, I'd be heir of Donegal. My darling maid, the youth then said, the day is drawing near when Irishmen will return again from all their long career. Our holy land by God's command, the fairest land of all, and heaven will see old Ireland free, bright star of Donegal. She blushed and sighed and then replied, heaven grant that we may see St. Patrick's Island seems to shine great, glorious and free. If that be so, there's none will go to New York or Montreal, but we'll stay at home and we'll not roam from the lands of Donegal. He clasped her in his arms and said, my darling, well you know I love you very dearly, and loath I am to go. Let us get wed without fear or dread that puts an end to all, and then I will have my darling girl, the star of Donegal. She gave consent and off they went to meet with Father Hugh, who joined their hands in wedlock bands without any more ado. From Derry came they sailed away and bade farewell to all, and now they're in America, far away from Donegal.
In the county Roscommon, in hailstones and rain, I was crossing the fields on my way to the train. I met a Colleen and says she, do you know the shortest shortcut into old Ballymoe? Says I, Colleen, no who led you astray. I think I'll go with you to show you the way. Said she, I'm afraid because you I don't know. You might kiss me between here and old Ballymoe. Says Says I'll Colleen, oh, I'll seldom be kissed. Says he, you poor lad, sure a lot you have missed. Says I am willing to learn, you know. We can practice between here and old Ballymoe. Do you think I'll go with you, you Mullingar rogue? I don't like your looks or your southern old brogue. You're young and you're handsome, but dear knows you're slow. I don't like a dead one in old Ballymoe. Says I have been noted for strength and for looks, and me brains aren't bad, for I've mastered the books. So if you say yes to be married, we'll go and forever be happy in old Ballymoe. She started to laugh till I thought she would choke. She said, you poor fool, now I'll tell you a joke. Step out of my way, sir, for now I will go. I've a husband and 6 kids in old Ballymoe. Diddly-day, diddly-diddly-day, diddly-day, 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 diddly-day.
He stood in a beautiful mansion, surrounded by riches untold. He gazed at a beautiful picture that hung in a frame of gold. 'Twas a picture of a lady, so beautiful, young and fair. To the beautiful lifelike features, he murmured in sad despair, if those lips could only speak, if those eyes could only see, if those beautiful golden tresses were there in reality, could I only take your hand as I did when you took my name. But it's only a beautiful picture in a beautiful golden frame. With all of his power and riches, he knows he can never replace. One thing in the mansion that's absent, his wife's tender smiling face. And each time he sees her picture, these words he will always say, all my wealth I'd freely forfeit and toil for you night and day. He sat there and gazed at the painting, then slumbered, forgetting all pain. And there in that mansion in fancy, she stood by his side again. Then his lips, they softly murmured the name of his once sweet bride. With his eyes fixed on the picture, he awoke from his dream and cried, if those lips could only speak, if those eyes could only see, if those beautiful golden tresses were there in reality, could I only take your hand as I did when you took my name. But it's only a beautiful picture in a beautiful golden frame. If those lips could only speak, and those eyes could only see, if those beautiful golden tresses were there in reality. Could I only take your hand as I did when you took my name? But it's only a beautiful picture in a beautiful golden frame.
The violets were scenting the woods, Maggie, displaying their charms to the bees. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, and you said you loved only me. The chestnut blooms gleam through the glades, Maggie. A robin sang loud from a tree. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, and you said you loved only me. A golden rose daffodil shone, Maggie, and danced with the leaves on the breeze. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, and you said you loved only me. The birds in the trees sang a song, Maggie, of happier transports to be. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, and you said you loved only me. Our dreams, they have never come true, Maggie. Our hopes, they were never to be. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, and you said you loved only me.
Sure it is poor I am today, for God gave and took away, and he left without a home for Dan O'Hara. With these matches in me hand, in the frost and snow I stand, so it is here I am today, a broken hearted. Ah, hush the gal McCree, won't you buy a box from me, and you'll have the prayers of Dan from Connemara. I will sell them cheap and low, buy a box before you go, from your poor old broken farmer Dan O'Hara. Hara for 20 years or more did misfortune cross our door, and me poor old wife and I were sadly parted. We were scattered far and wide, and our children starved and died, so it is here I am today, a broken hearted. Ah, hush the gal McCree, won't you buy a box from me, and you'll have the prayers of Dan from Connemara. I will sell them
seldom cheap and low. Buy a box before you go, from your poor old broken farmer Dan O'Hara. In the year of 54 I had acres by the score, and the grandest land you ever ran a plough through. But the landlord came, you know, and he laid our old homes low. So it is here I am today, a broken hearted. Ah, hush the gal McCree, won't you buy a box from me, and you'll have the prayers of Dan from Connemara. I will seldom cheap and low, buy a box before you go, from your poor old broken farmer Dan O'Hara.
Dobbin's flowery vale, forbear those thoughts and cruel words that wound a bleeding heart. For is it true that here we're met, alas, so soon to part? Must I alone here sigh and moan, to none my grief reveal, but here lament my cause to vent, and Dobbin's flowery vale. Unwilling I am to part with you, but no longer can for love and freedom cries pursue, and those words I must obey. In foreign isles where freedom smiles, are by the earth concealed, I will come home no more to roam from Dobbin's flowery vale. It's mutual love together true, both with that kind embrace, while tears like rosy drops of dew did trickle down her face. She strove in vain into detain, but while she did bewail, he bade adieu, and I withdrew from Dobbin's flowery vale.
There's a pretty spot in Ireland I'll always claim as my land, where the fairies and the blarney will never ever die. 'Tis the land of the shillelagh, and my heart goes back there daily to the girl I left behind me when we kissed and said goodbye. Where the river Shannon's flowing, where the three-leaf shamrock grows, where my heart is I am going to my little Irish rose. And the moment that I meet her, with a hug and kiss I'll greet her, for there's not a calling sweeter where the river Shannon flows. Sure no letter I'll be mailing, for soon I will be sailing, and I bless the ship that takes me to my dear old Erin shore. There I'll settle down forever, and I'll leave the old sod never, and I'll whisper to my sweetheart, come and take my name as Thor. Where the river Shannon's flowing, where the three-leaf shamrock grows, where my heart is I am going to my little Irish rose. And the moment that I meet her, with a hug and kiss I'll greet her, for
Connell. There's a cottage in the glen where dwells an Irish calling who inspired the hearts of men. She was winsome, hale and hearty, fair and graceful like the dawn. Neighbors loved the widow's daughter, happy laughing Noreen Bawn. Till one day there came a letter with her passage paid to go to the land where the Missouri and the Mississippi flow. Then she said goodbye to Erin, and next morning at the dawn, that old mother, broken-hearted, parted with her Noreen Bawn. Many years that mother waited, till one evening at her door stood a gorgeous looking lady. Costly were the clothes she wore, saying, "Mother, don't you know me? Now I've only got a coat, yet those purple spots upon her cheeks, the tragic story told. There's a graveyard in Tyrconnell where the blossoms sadly wave. There's a sorrow-stricken mother weeping o'er that lonely grave. On my Noreen she is saying, "'Tis I'm lonesome since you've gone. Was the curse of emigration laid you here, my Noreen Bawn?"
Beautiful Bundoran, by the silvery sea, your golden strand charms so grand, ever calling me, where a welcome's always waiting, and happiness for all. In beautiful Bundoran, the Queen of Donegal, in the heart of old Tyrconnell, where the blues kiss the sky, and the wide waves from the ocean croon a haunting lullaby, where the little roads go wandering by the roses to the sea. There's a tiny bit of heaven in my heart will always be. Beautiful Bundoran, by the silvery sea, your golden strand charms so grand, welcome's always waiting, and happiness for all in beautiful Bundoran, the Queen of Donegal. All the charms of old Ireland in this little place you'll find, with its beauty without measure, and its people true and kind. Sure, when it's time for parting, it's not hard to understand why you leave your heart behind you in this little fairyland. Beautiful Bundoran, by the silvery sea, your golden strand charms so grand, ever calling me, where a welcome's always waiting, and happiness for all in beautiful Bundoran, the Queen of Donegal.
My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she went through the fair, and fondly I watched her move here and move there, and then she went homeward with one star awake, as the swan in the evening moves over the lake. Last night she came to me, she came softly, so softly she came that her feet made no din, and she laid her hand on me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day.
Come over the hills, my bonny Irish lads. Come over the hills to your darling. You choose the road, love, and I'll make a vow that I'll be your true love forever. is fairer than any. 'Twas down by Killarney's green woods that we strayed, when the moon and the stars were all shining. The moon shone its rays on her locks of golden hair, and she swore she'd be my love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Bawn. But my love is fairer than any. It's not for the parting with my sister Kate. It's not for the grief of my mother, but all for the loss of my bonny Irish lads, that my heart is breaking forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Bawn. But my love is fairer than any. But my love is fairer than any.
My heart's with you, my native place, though far from you I stray. In dreams I'm with you every night, in thoughts, yes, every day. How often does my eyes grow dim, and salt tears trickle down, when I think of you so far away, my own Dungarvan town. To see old Grattan Square once more, sure my heart with joy would leap, and then to stroll down by the quay and view the mighty deep. Yes, and through each street and lane to ramble up and down, and gaze on well-remembered scenes in sweet Dungarvan town. When freedom's call rang loud and clear, your valiant and sons were true. And when the green was raised old land, they fought the fight for you. At the Bargery and Piltown Cross, where slaves and tans went down, behind their rifles were brave men from sweet Dungarvan town. Across the bridge to Abbeyside, that castle old and grey, a memory of our glorious past, when Erin had her day. But freedom's light shall pierce the gloom, and freedom's sunshine down. Some future day o'er Abbeyside and sweet Dungarvan town.
Tear in your eye, and I'm wondering why, for it never should be there at all. With such power in your smile, sure a stone you'd beguile, so never a teardrop should fall. When your sweet lilting laughter like some fairy song, and your eyes sparkle bright as can be, you should laugh all the while, and at other times smile. So now smile a smile for me. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring, with a lute of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world is bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart away. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring, with a lute of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world is bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart away.
My name is Barney Brannigan from the county of Tyrone. Have an old acquaintance there, they call her Mrs. Malone. She has one only daughter which I often went to see, and when I'm dressed out in me best is known so gay as me. Barney, you are a stranger now, then how are you getting on? How was all belong to Pat, and how was little Tom? How was Mrs. Brannigan and the lodger Mike Malone? and draw your chair up to the fire and make yourselves at home. Diddle-ay-diddly-diddle-ay, diddle-ay-diddle-ah, diddly-diddly-diddle-ah, diddle-ay-diddle-ah, and diddle-ay-diddly-diddle-ay-do, diddle-ay-diddle-ah, and diddly-ay-diddly-diddle-ay, diddle-ay-diddle-ah.
By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling, Michael, they are taking you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, there were dreams and songs to sing. Now it's lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they ran me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, there were dreams and songs to sing. Now it's lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, I watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. But she waited and hope and pray for her love and Botany Bay, for it's lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, there were dreams and songs to sing. Now it's lonely round the fields of Athenry. So lonely round the fields of Athenry.